Let's talk about Japan.
Sure.
Obviously, Sanae Takaichi has won at the snap election in what's being dubbed as a landslide victory, and she won on running on policies such as
immigration. And who knew? Who knew that immigration was an issue in Japan? But apparently it is, because they've got their population problems that we all do, and they had started to bring in migrants from India and from the developing world, and it has really not gone well at all. And Japan, unlike Australia, which says, oh, no, we must, be all multicultural welcoming, says, no, we're Japanese. And they voted Takaichi back in. She's now got more than 2/3 of the vote. Mm-hmm. They can actually change the Constitution, so they can actually take a much more aggressive forward posture on defense. When General MacArthur and everybody wrote the Constitution for Japan and said, you can only have like a little peacekeeping force and that's it, they never thought that this would happen. And now today, 80 years later, we're thinking, actually, yeah, please go change the Constitution because we need your help up there in the North Pacific. And it's fantastic. But here's the thing. It's like, are there any lessons for the coalition here? This politician just won a huge, resounding mandate on the basis of cutting immigration and getting tough on defense. But you know what, Gabriella, I just don't think there are any lessons our center-right party can take it. So forget about that. What does that matter to Australia?
No lessons at all,
yeah.
James. No, too funny. Look, finally, before I let you go, of course, Israel's President Isaac Herzog is here in Australia. Yesterday, we saw him meet with families of some of the victims of the Bondi terror attack. He laid a wreath and 2 stones from Jerusalem to honour the 15 victims. Of course, though, we saw these pro-Palestine activists pushing ahead with this rally. Very shameful.
Shameful. They were given, just so everybody watching who maybe wasn't here in Sydney, knows what happens. These protesters were given a space in Hyde Park. They were told, you can go have your protest here. They said, no, we want to have it on the steps of Town Hall. They went to the Supreme Court. They lost. They still held their protest. All they wanted to do was provoke confrontation with the police. They got what they wanted for, unfortunately, because the police are in this invidious position. If they don't go hard enough, you wind up with an October 9th type of situation, like the Opera House. At the same time, there was also a huge memorial event going on down at the Convention Center with President Herzog. If those groups had met, you would have had a disaster.
Yeah.
You go too hard and, oh, police brutality, this was a horrible police violence, pepper spray, punches, all of this sort of stuff. But all of the footage I have seen, or much of the footage I have seen, really suggests that these protesters were looking for trouble, and trouble is what they got.
Of course, absolutely. I mean, the fact that these people were taking to the streets when the President of Israel is here to mourn the victims of this terror attack.
And here's the thing, so much of what they were talking about is this whole idea of globalizing the Intifada.
No.
The key thing here about what that means, that doesn't just mean you're against Israel and you're bringing the fight against Israel to other places. They consider every so-called settler colonial state to be illegitimate. That includes Australia, okay? So what this is, when they say globalize the Intifada, this is not just about an attack on the state of Israel or Jewish Australians or Jews around the world. This is also an assault against the West. Everybody needs to understand that this is why this matters so much, and it's so existential, and it's driven largely, I have to say, by children of the elite who have come out of universities with their heads pumped so full of garbage and so full of hate, and the best thing that they can do now is scurry out of their Newtown share houses to brawl with the cops.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace.
James, it absolutely is. Well said. Thank you so much for joining us.
Anytime.
Really appreciate it.